Well, hello, hello. We are live, and in today's session, we're going to be diving into from hobby to CEO and why I upgraded to the School Pro plan at the $99 a month plan. Hey there, I'm Shanna Martell, and today I'm going to be pulling back the curtain on a major decision and shift that I made in my business this week, and why it might be the one shift that you need and the one move you need to be able to make in your business too. So we're going to be diving into the real story behind why I upgraded from the $9 a month hobby plan inside school, which is a rather new feature rather that they offered, I think like a month ago. A couple of weeks ago, they used to only have the $99 monthly membership plan, and then school rolled out a $9 hobby plan to make it more accessible and to be able to, help to get more membership owners onto the platform and serve more people. So I want to go through today, like what I've been working on in hopes to be able to kind of spare you from going through this experiment yourself. If you are joining me from the Ultimate Course Creators Hub, welcome to our live Q&A today. We're going to be going through this and also opening up the session in a little bit later after the presentation that I have for you. Created some slides for you to kind of go through this so you can kind of get like a visual representation about what we're going to be talking about. Or if you join me from the Course Creators Academy, whether you are with me on, you join me through my website and through the learning management system there, or if you are joining us over from the new hub that we have on Skool, welcome. I'm so excited to be here for you today and to kind of go through. We've been having a lot of conversations in the hub about the upcoming workshop that I've been working on, which is the no-brainer offer formula. And through that, that's where I opened up the $9 monthly membership model in school as a support community to support the students that come in through the no-brainer offer formula and take that workshop as a way to be able to support students there. So we're going to be diving in. If you've all at all been considering school for your business, whether you're doing it as a hobby in the hobby plan at the $9 a month membership, or doing it as a pro, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of both plans and what my business scalability structure looks like, and how I was trying to make it work, and what worked, what didn't work, and why I made the shift. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So again, hopefully to kind of help you as you're navigating. There's been a lot of conversation in this community and in other communities that I'm in about really how to make the $9 monthly membership work, especially in terms of whether you are running paid traffic or wanting to run paid traffic to be able to grow your membership. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you have any questions as we're going through, feel free to drop those in the comments below. I will pull up the chat here so I can see your questions. And let me just, if you are joining me live, if you can give me a hashtag live and let me know if you can hear the audio okay, I would greatly appreciate that. And let's see if I can just find it on my phone. Getting the text sorted. There we go. Let me just see if I can hear. Yep, sounds good. So say hello and drop your questions. Okay. Okay. All right, so I've got that pulled up on my phone as well, and I will pull that up here. All right, we are good to go. So we're going to be diving in again, like I said, the real story behind why I upgraded from that $9 a month hobby plan that the school rolled out a couple of weeks back to the $99 a month pro plan. And I did that yesterday. So I'm going to be walking you behind the scenes of kind of what my thought process was, what I, was in the process of building, and why basically yesterday, and just kind of really thinking through the strategy and thinking of, the pros and the cons and the mindset pieces behind it, of why I was trying to make it work like I was, and the ultimate shift that I made, that I am so happy that I made. And I just know it's going to really support my business and support you guys so much better as we're moving forward, because especially if you are looking to grow your business with using paid traffic, such as Facebook ads or Meta ads rather, or Google ads or something of that nature, this is some things that you need to think about. And again, in other communities as well, I've been having conversations about how other people were kind of approaching this like new membership model in regards to, sending traffic to it. And I think I've kind of figured out what's working, what's not working, at least for now. And if you have any like feedback for me, or if you've tested something else that you found was a good workaround for that, let me know. But we'll be diving into that, and we'll be diving into the model itself and the differences between the two memberships. All right, let me just get my slides working here. Okay, so if you're building a business, like if you're building a coaching business or an online course or a membership, and it's still operating like a side project for you, this is your wake-up call. Because in this training, I'm going to walk you through the exact strategy, the mindset, and the tech shifts that I made that helped me to stop like tinkering and treating this as like a side hustle, and moving this into really thinking about from a CEO level and next level version of myself and my business, of what I want it to look like, and working to growing it to, and how to be able to use school to do that. So what you're going to learn today as we're going through the slides is we're going to be talking about the real reason that I switched to the school plan. And I'm going to show you some behind the scenes of like what I was working on, and like what I plan to do with all the things that I was working on, and as well. And then the strategy of scaling from the $9 to the $99 membership, because there are some real solid case plans and reasons to use the $9 membership plan, and other cases that the $99 membership plan would be more suitable for you and for your business. So we're going to kind of talk about that. We're also going to talk about some of the mindset changes that helped me to be able to shift through kind of thinking about this and thinking about the bigger picture, and maybe some limiting beliefs that were kind of holding me back on not doing this sooner or doing it from the beginning. And also the key decisions that every entrepreneur needs to be able to make as you're really sorting through the data and making decisions from a strategic place, not just an emotional place, but from a strategic place based on your goals and so forth in your business. So this isn't just about like, school plans and building out on school. This is really about you stepping into your role as a CEO. And I'm going to show you exactly what triggered my upgrade, and then how I shifted my offer delivery and or offers. There's actually more than one offer, and I'm going to show you how that works, and what kind of systems you're going to need if you're really serious about building a scalable business that doesn't eat up your entire life, right? We're into trying to make things simple. And that's one thing I really love about school and about the platform that Sam Ovens has built, is that it is simple, and it's meant to be simple. And when you start bootstrapping stuff, like I was trying to bootstrap stuff to make it work, it doesn't stay simple anymore. So we're going to be talking about what I was doing to try to do a workaround, and also like to give myself a little bit of grace for trying to, figure out the problem and trying to solve the problem and come up with solutions to make it work. But we'll dive into that in a minute, why I just aborted ship. All right, so let's kind of talk about the like moving from testing to scaling. So kind of reverse engineering when I first started in looking at the different plans. School made this huge announcement that there was now a $9 a month beta plan, or not beta plan, but hobby plan rather, that they rolled out on the school platform. So again, this really helps a lot of people who, want to have a school membership, whether this is about growing your business or, just sharing time with people that you love, that, love the thing that you love, like your hobby, and you want to grow a community of people that just want to hang out and have fun and, share that common interest inside that particular community for that particular hobby. But it also gave a way to also look at, how do you, like from a business perspective, you're looking to grow your recurring revenue in your business and, generate more passive income, on how to build another community, especially if you're wanting multiple communities to be able to support your products and services. So how do you do that with, when you're starting lean, when you're trying to validate a concept, when you're also trying to minimize the financial risk, when you're just really gathering this early feedback and you're trying to, test a product to see if it really works or not. And then the $99 plan and being able to scale with ease, because some of the main differences, and I have a slide for this that we'll be going through in a minute, some of the main key differences between the $9 plan and the $99 plan is the functionality and what it allows you to be able to do. So that's where it became the problem, because several of the plugins that we use in the $99 Pro version to help to run Facebook ads and to be able to automatically enroll members. And, once a member purchases a product, we use an integration through Zapier that actually, we tell Zapier to have school send the new members a welcome message or an invitation to be able to click the link to join, right? So those things were not present in the $9 hobby plan. Those are the two of the main things that weren't present in the $9 plan. So as we were working through this and like looking at like, well, how can I make this work? Initially my idea was one of the conversion events that I do. Let me just back up. I started with my evergreen workshop. So with the 1 hour to course clarity, I'll show you in my school community. This is my Ultimate Course Creators Hub. And when I originally opened up the hub, I opened it to be able to be a pop-up community to support members that were going through the 1 hour to course clarity course, which was a workshop. It's 5 lessons in here, bonus resources, and so forth. So this was a free workshop that I hosted inside of this Ultimate Course Creators Hub, which is now my premium membership at $99 a month. So we hosted this in here. And I ran paid traffic to register for this event. So I set up Facebook ads and I ran paid traffic to it and started to grow the community at a really, affordable cost per conversion to grow members into the free community. And then from there, I launched into Course Creators Academy, which is here. And that is like my main signature program for how to build and launch a course that sells on autopilot. So within 60 days, you can learn how to create, launch, and sell your online course, even if you're just beginning. So this is what we call a conversion event. So basically it's like use it essentially like a lead magnet to be able to really attract people that are highly targeted and that are interested in being able to get the result that your main offer is selling. So basically when you create an offer, like your signature offer, such as Course Creators Academy, in my case, you want to reverse engineer out the freebie or the lead magnet or the conversion event, basically, that is going to attract people that are interested in the ultimate result that your offer is providing them. So this was that event. And then I fell in love with school and the ease of it, the simplicity of it. And I have just now built it out. We had 1 hour to course clarity 2 is in here. And then we have upgrades. So basically it is gamified. So as you continue to up level in your engagement and your interactions inside the community and taking the course and so forth, it unlocks different levels and are different rewards for you. And then I also have additional resources in the community for you to be able to take advantage of, and also upgrade environment. So if you want additional support, I have my 7-day WhatsApp support accountability for you to be able to hold your hand every step of the way. You have me in your back pocket essentially for 7 days as you're working through the course. And then a 60-minute roadmap session or a 30-day course clarity package to help to support you every step of the way. And then some more things that I have in draft mode because they're coming soon. So with that, if you look at the about page within Skool and the way it works is now this is a gated community. So basically now that I have everything in there, I turned it into a $99 a month membership. And we now have 132 members, me being one of them, 131 members inside the course of the Ultimate Course Creators Hub. So, being new to Skool and trying to learn how the systems work and so forth, they will have coming soon in the classroom. For instance, when you are looking and you're building a course out in the classroom, you have different options to be able to set your pricing, whether it's going to be open to all members, whether it's going to be a level unlock. So like gamified. So as your members are, and continuing their engagement and so forth in the community, they move up levels up to like level 8 or 9. It unlocks certain things. So I have some courses in here that we're, unlocking based on your membership level, or you can buy now. So the replays of those, you could purchase the replay of those workshops as a standalone price there as a one-time, or time unlock. Say your members have been in there a certain amount of time inside your community, you could reward them with additional courses, or, say you have tangible deliverables inside this classroom. Or maybe it's a strategy call or something that unlocks for them once they've been there for a certain period of time. And then private, where you can also do invitation only. So those are your options right now. But what is coming down the pike soon, what we're hoping in like the next 6 weeks, is unlimited membership levels. So you could have like a bronze level, a gold level, and a platinum level, for instance. So you could have your tier 1, 2, and 3 and on up, with different levels of like access to your course materials and proximity to you and so forth. So that is coming, but it's not here yet. So with all of that said, I needed to now solve the problem. Well, how do I get people now to my workshop, right? Because now, again, I've turned this to a paid community. This is my main membership, and it's $99 a month. So how do I advertise to the products inside there? Right? Unless like it were a higher ticket product, for instance, if I were to create like an options funnel and sell a higher ticket product, like a standalone course, a mini course, say for, $149, it could be $149 standalone price, or get it for free when you join my $99 a month membership. So that's what you call an option funnel. So, but that when you're looking at traffic and you're looking at especially advertising to cold traffic, that's a higher rate to be able to convert at cold traffic. So we really like to stay like under $10 a month, or $10 when we're advertising to cold traffic, to get a reasonable cost per conversion for that. So that's when around that time, Sam Owens rolled out the $99 a month hobby plan. So I was looking at that originally. This was called the no-brainer offer formula. And this is what you can see I was building out. So I set this up and I had it for $27 was the price of this no-brainer offer formula, which is a workshop. So the options funnel I was building with this was that you could purchase it as a standalone course on my website. So, this is a sales page I was building. You could purchase it as a standalone course on my website, or option number 2, you could purchase it with live support, not only the live workshop, the 90-minute workshop, but a live implementation session and a live Q&A session for $27 inside my school community. And I love that idea. I love that plan. I love that idea. This, if you purchase through, option one, would take you right to basically a welcome email, would deliver the course and the link to the course. And this would take members to this course on my website. So not only, doing it this way is kind of requiring me to build it in two places, on my website and in school. So if you were to look at, my memberships on my website, this is where, primarily before school, this is where everything lives, is on my website. So this is where the $17 version of that workshop is going to reside once I, teach it live and then upload the recordings to the classroom here and over in school. So I hope you can see already, like, the work is becoming double, right? I got the classroom on school. I've got the classroom on the, membership learning management site, and I've got now the funnel. So still, keeping things going. The next problem to solve, we've got the classroom started here. So this is a start here section. You can see I've changed this up since yesterday, but here is that workshop. So the problem is how do I now get, if you look inside a school, you have what we call plugins. Let me see if I can just look at the plugins here for you for a minute. So basically you have plugins here, and several of the plugins on the $9 hobby plan are pro features. So as of yesterday, before I upgraded, all of these were turned off, which this one here is really, really helpful because it auto DM. What that means is when your members join your community, you can set up a welcome message in advance, and this automation will automatically send that welcome message and onboard your new students inside of your membership. It also has an onboarding video, which schools put together, a fantastic little video about how to use the membership and how to get the most out of the membership. And then here's where the plugins that I really needed and was trying to figure out how to make this work is, one, the Zapier integration. So for you, those of you that don't know what Zapier does, it's an integration that basically moves data from one platform to another. It connects the systems and it makes them talk. So what needed to happen is when a member purchases on my website, so if they purchase, click one of these, well, actually it would be clicking this button to join the school. The question then became, well, how do I get them from here, from the sales page over to the school community and join the school community? So we would think, right, the welcome email, right? So the question was then, well, what link am I giving them? And that's what I didn't realize about school until I started going through this process, that I didn't have a shareable link available to me inside the $9 hobby plan to be able to share to new members, to be able to give them that link so they could auto join without having to go through that pay feature again. And that is available in the Pro plan. So what do we do? And we also don't have pixel tracking, which means that because there's not pixel tracking, again, remind you, this was turned off, I could not set up my pixel, meaning that I could not run Facebook ads directly to my school classroom or to my school membership to sell the no-brainer offer formula, which is why I did the funnel, right? Why I did the options funnel, because I won't track the data, and then Facebook doesn't know what buyers to find you for school. Now, if you have the Pro plan, this pixel tracking is amazing, because I think Sam said in one of his videos I was watching yesterday, there's like 15 million users on the school platform between, community owners and users. So Facebook has gotten, or Meta rather, has gotten really good about identifying users for the school platform for memberships, right? So that is gold, right? It's like you just give them your money, they'll find you the buyers. So that's not available in the hobby plan. So what did I try to do for it? Also, here's like the links, like you can see there's a lot of things not available. They're all pro features. And here's that invite to the group with a simple webhook that was not available. So what I ended up doing is I knew that like once members move, once you click on the link here in the sales page to join the live workshop, in the back end through upsell, we link the email provider to that. And so basically what happens behind the scenes is that once you make a purchase, you automatically get pushed over to the email provider and a tag is assigned to you, or you're added to a group. So I had a group set up for that. And so that puts you on the email list, and then you build out a welcome automation for your members, and then you provide them all the sign-on credentials and so forth that they need to do to be able to get into your offer and then to be able to onboard them and so forth. So I had that part figured, but of like, okay, I'm still not sure how to get them into school without a link. So the next thing I did was build out a Zapier automation, which took people, because if I looked in school, basically in the invite section, the only option you have is to send your link, which is going to take people to the about page and have them purchase. So that isn't going to work. So the only other option you have here, you couldn't use Zapier because it's a pro feature, but you can either manually type in email addresses from your new members, or you can import a CSV file to invite members in bulk without purchasing or requesting membership. Now, mind you, they've already purchased on the sales page. So now you've got them in your system. They've made the purchase. You've collected the money via the upsell plugin and Stripe or whatever the payment provider is that you've used. But, how do we get them into the classroom? So I created a Zap for MailerLite to a Google Sheet. So basically, you come into Zapier and you tell it, who your email provider is, you link that integration. And so basically here for that one, they would be added to a group. And the group I called, this is for the $27 course and community clients that purchase the upgraded offer. And then I created a Google Sheet, which basically tracks their data and, gives me their email address, their name, and so forth, and when they joined. So then what I would have to do, and here's where it gets even more manual, is every day, now granted, like thinking about this membership, I was originally creating this membership to host a conversion event or my live evergreen workshop event, which then, can keep this community. The idea was to keep this community for this, because once I tested it and converted, and proved that this was a valid offer that people wanted to invest in and built a community around it, I could keep selling it, right? Through ads and marketing, through additional funnels, tripwire funnels, SLOs, self-liquidating offers, so forth. So, keeping this as an asset that I can continue to grow and scale over time. But not in the $9 membership plan, that would mean every day when people purchase, I would need to either manually input email addresses or import this CSV file to be able to grant members access to school. So that is not ideal. That's not a good customer experience, because also if you think about it, there's a delay, right? There's, people, when we purchase, we like to be able to access what we purchase right away. And in today's digital age, that is the norm, right? That's how we normally do things. So, kind of thinking out loud, I could always, grant members access to school or to my workshop here, or put the replay. Another option is that you can take your link from, say, your website here, or from your YouTube, if if you are streaming from like StreamYard to YouTube to host your workshop, then you can take that link, or maybe you've done it in Zoom or so forth. You can take that link and you can send the replay of it to in the email and give them access outside of school. But that wasn't the problem I was trying to solve. I was trying to solve how to get them in school. So with all of that said, basically, I went back and looking at, is that a feasible plan for you? Like looking at all of that and then thinking about like how much time I'd already invested in, setting up the school community, creating the sales page. Of course, we hadn't even got to the, setting, running the ads yet for that. When, again, I'm like, is this going to be, thinking about it, is this going to be just, workshop conversion event that I'm doing for 15 days? That's, that's a lot. And so what I really started to think about is like longer term vision on, not building basically this business, stop just building it as a proof of concept, right? And really thinking about like believing in my offers and really starting to ask myself, like, what would my next level self do, right? What is the CEO who's already scaled a multiple 7-figure, 8-figure business do in this case? Now, I know that's not always an option from, feasibility. Like if you're looking at, well, Shannon, it's still $99 a month. How are you going to do that? Plus you have another community that's $99 a month. I think the real question here is, how do we solve for that? How do we solve for having the revenue coming in that affords the tools and that technology for our business versus, thinking the other way around, right? How are we going to afford it? How can we generate more sales to cross finance the tools that we need in our business to be able to support those tools? So, I knew schools already helped me prove the concept. I started with doing surveys inside my main membership, asking, what my members wanted to learn more about. And so I had already proved like the concept from, market research from that perspective. And I have in my community vote on what it was that they wanted me to teach, which is also really good about, having a community, because it really does become like your research community as well, because you can ask and get feedback directly from your ideal client inside your containers. So you will never have a problem. Like you'll never run out of problems to be able to solve when you've got this connection and community with you and you're building it together. So I had hit the ceiling. The $99 plan, was really a strategic move to stop testing and start building. So when you're ready to deliver like a seamless offers that you can scale over time and you can automate access, that's when the pro plan becomes necessary. Now, with that said, if you're like, Shannon, I don't want to run ads, right? Like, I can send all my traffic organically, then you absolutely can do that. You can link everything directly to the school community with the link that school provides to you from your about page. You can link that directly. But when you're trying to run targeted traffic and you're working with funnels and you're working with ads, it's not that simple to be able to do that with the hobby plan. So the mindset shift here is, really like most people wait for success before they act successful. So most people wait for success before they act successful. But I decided to flip that. And I asked, like, if this business was already thriving, what decisions as a CEO would I be making? That's really when everything shifted for me. And I knew it. Like I knew it at a core level. Like I just kept trying to figure it out and having conversations with other people. I saw some other people were, offering doing it like a tripwire funnel and in the upsell product, they were linking directly to the school page. And from a ads perspective, if you're doing it that way and running ads directly to that, it's not going to track your data. So I didn't want my pixel to be all skewed and, inadvertently paying more for leads and for sales because the pixel is skewed and not getting the data. So this is when everything changed for me, and I really started thinking about the tools and the systems. And this is when the confidence followed and really shifted my mindset. It's like, stop building like this like it's a hobby, right? So when I upgraded to Pro, it wasn't just for the features. It was really a declaration to myself and my business that I am all in. I believe in my products and services. I believe in my ability to help people transform their life. And this psychological commitment was really how I changed how I approached everything that I was working on. And then having this, systems reflect your belief in success. So the systems that you build telegraph like your expectations. So amateur systems signal that you're preparing for modest results. Professional systems really demonstrate that you're ready for significant growth. And I knew that, as I'm growing and scaling this and the vision I have for it, doing this manual upload of a CSV file, like even if, looking at apples to apples, and we'll kind of go more into the Pro plan in a minute versus the hobby plan, like the difference even in, scalability and revenue potential on there isn't exactly what you think either, because there is a pricing difference in what school collects for on your payment. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So, and then asking if this were already working, how would I show up? Well, I knew how I would show up like I do. So if any of this is resonating with you so far, let me know. If you have any questions, again, as we're going along, go ahead and let me know that as well. And we will get to your questions as well. So the turning point for me really came when I realized that I was manually giving access and really going to have to manually and like put members inside of the community, tracking the payments. So one of the big features about Skool is that they do all of the tracking for you and all of the tax sorting and all of that for you with your payments. And when again, if I were, just simply selling my products through the funnel over here through the sales page, that is all going directly to Stripe. So I will have to do my own taxes, my own reporting, my own everything manually with Stripe. And that is one of the advantages of being over here on Skool, is that they do all of that for you. So that wasn't really ideal either in kind of thinking about the two different plans. So thinking about that, thinking about your tools, your systems, your infrastructure, what you can support or not support. Do you have a team that helps support you? Not like, where are you going for the big picture? And also knowing like you're not tied in, you're not like in a contract with Skool. So that's something as well to keep in mind. If after, the first month, it doesn't work out, or the first 3 months, really, you want to give yourself 90 days of data to really know whether or not something is, has a potential to be profitable or not, because you're just kind of learning and optimizing in the beginning. Then you can always, close it down and go back to one membership model. And by then as well, with the multiple levels of memberships, tier levels coming out in the next 6 weeks, Skool is getting better and better about solving all of these problems that membership business owners have. So, specifically like not being able to sell standalone courses inside your membership, you sell the membership. So, more to come to see if that shifts as well. So kind of looking at, I've got a chart here for you, so you can kind of better see the Skool comparison plan from the $9 versus the $99 to help you to be able to look at the facts and be able to understand, what works for you based on the stage that you're at in your business. And if you're considering using Skool as a platform to host your online courses and coaching programs and memberships and community. So in the $9 hobby plan, you can see here, there's the $9 hobby plan, and then there's the $99 Pro plan. In both plans, you can have unlimited members. So there's no cap on how large you can really grow your communities with members for the, transformation that you're offering in your membership. Courses, that's another thing. You can have multiple courses. So what I mean by courses is you can have inside your classroom, you can have multiple different courses. and they can all be priced at various price points. So for instance, the 7-day WhatsApp support is a $99 a month or $99 one-time purchase. This 60-minute is a $197, and this is just for members of inside the Side Hustle CEO Club. And then the 30-day support package, I'm giving that at a discounted rate of $297. So in here, what you will see, I'm building it with you, is the Concept to Clients course. And this is the main transformation in this. And this will be step-by-step blueprint on how to start, move from side hustle to a CEO and start your first online business and get your first clients. This is the workshop that is going to launch into this membership when it grows. And as well, it will also offer the upgraded environment to the Ultimate Course Creators Hub, which is my $99 membership. So these will live in here, but essentially what I'm saying is, not only do you get the opportunity to, generate monthly recurring revenue on like whatever your price of your membership is, but you can also have unlimited classrooms in here at various different price points inside of your school membership, and without paying any more for one community. So that is still available. And let me get back to my slides. In the $9 plan or the $99 a month pro plan. Admins, here you are capped in your hobby plan. You can have one admin. In the pro plan, you can have unlimited. So if you have community managers, if you have a team, you have a VA, and you want them to be able to help you within the membership and supporting your clients, you would want to look at the $99 a month plan. Now, here's the transaction fee, and this is what I was talking about. You may not be saving as much as you think, and you can also use ChatGPT or Perplexity or one of your favorite AI tools to kind of help run some equations for you to really map out from a profitability plan, how much are you really saving, or when is your break-even point when it comes to your particular membership, and whether or not it's lucrative and profitable for you to have the $9 plan or the $99 a month plan, because the transaction fees in the $9 hobby plan are 10% versus the pro plan is just the Stripe 2.9% plan that Stripe, automatically takes. So, for you, those of you that may be new to this, you want to use a payment provider to be able to collect payments, and Stripe is a free software for you to use. You only are charged based on the revenue you generate in the business. So once the business makes a sale, then Stripe collects its 2.9% fee, but there's not like a monthly subscription fee for Stripe. So that is different because the transaction fee in the $9 hobby plan is 10%. So if you're calculating for instance, in my example, it's a $7 a month. So every person that purchases a $7 a month membership, the transaction is charged 10% of that. So, what is that? 70 cents on every $7 basically is what is going to be charged. 70 cents. Did I say 7 or 70? 70 cents of that. So 10% of that total transaction fee. So when you're also factoring in, if you're running paid traffic to that, if you're generating leads for $1.50 or $2.50 or so forth for leads, whatever that looks like for your offer, for your ideal client and so forth, subtracting, what maybe you're running a budget of $5 a day or $10 a day, so maybe, $300 or $600 a month, and an ad budget, kind of looking at that versus this, and where is your break even point if you're, going to be paying 10%, and then minusing also out your monthly membership fee to school. So those are just some broad, obviously taxes, things like that, but just some base level things to be kind of considering and looking at, not to mention your time. And when I sat down and did that, I was like, oh, yeah, this isn't really making a lot of sense, right? So that is kind of where I made that shift and was like, when running the numbers and looking at the data, and did this make sense? And where was my break-even point with some assumptions in there, is where it started to reveal itself that, not only was it taking me more time to set it up, to build the funnels, like all of that, and to kind of bootlegging this or bootstrapping this together, it also wasn't going to, be as profitable in the long run. And it wasn't also going to be as seamless and beneficial of a user experience based on what I'm building. Again, like this, I preface this like based on what you're building and how you're going to be generating traffic to your school community. But it's still, even if you're generating, sending traffic to school organically, this is also something to consider here for you and for your business on what that looks like, based on, how much your membership is, how many people you're enrolling in your membership every month, minus your business expenses, that kind of thing. You want to kind of take that into consideration. Also, some other things, custom URL, you don't have that available with the $9 version. It does not hide suggested groups. So if you were to look before I changed this, there were suggested groups coming up right here. So in the free plan, it will advertise other people's communities. So you may not like that, for that as well. So that's something to consider. And then, again, like not the native checkout when you are running ads and so forth, automated access, all of everything I was talking about with the funnel, that isn't there. And then, product stacking, like, only the one community. So the $9 plan is great for validation, but Pro enables automation and tracking and multi-product delivery and essential components with scaling your business. So this has been like my hypothesis and my experiment and what I tested and why I decided to make the switch for that. But I also, at the same time, was wanting to create this mini membership with the Concept to Clients course. And this, again, is a course to help you turn in your side hustles, take your side hustle and turn it into your first business. So Side Hustle to CEO Club is the name of our new membership. So I also wanted to do that. So that's where I decided, let's multi-purpose this again and use this as my like mini membership that helps my clients, because I do have a lot of members that are, in their 9 to 5 and they're, just starting on their journey of entrepreneurship. So they're in those beginning phases. And I wanted to be able to bring them a solution to help them from that point in their customer journey and helping them to start that business from scratch. Where this membership, the Ultimate Course Creators, which one am I on? This one, the Ultimate Course Creators Hub, is when you're ready to scale. So that's what the Course Creators Academy is more of, like you're tired of working one-to-one or trading time for dollars and you're really wanting to scale and turn your knowledge into scalable evergreen online courses and coaching programs. That's what Course Creators Academy helps you to do, as well as all of the various effective marketing tactics to be able to generate revenue and stack your revenue and so forth. So that is more like mid-level to advanced, where this membership, the Side Hustle, will be more for the beginner. So that also gave me the opportunity to be able to do that with converting this and being able to generate revenue based on, the opening or the beta pricing. And in here, you'll see that I position this as beta because I want to build it out live with my members as they're going through to really help make sure that I've closed all the learning gaps, of what my members need, what they're understanding. I already have a full curriculum already built out for this. But obviously, as we're going through it, we'll see what the members really need and if I need to shift things around. So I do need to still update the branding. So this branding is still for the workshop. So that will be changing. I also built out the calendar. So we have tentative dates in here for the workshop. We'll have the live workshop on August the 18th, and then the implementation session and a live Q&A. And then after that, each week over the next 12 weeks, we will have a module drop for Concept to Clients on every Monday, and then every Thursday I will be supporting my members with a live Q&A session. So that is coming for this particular classroom. So that's kind of what you want to be thinking about, is like, what's your price point? Again, when I'm thinking about working with option funnels with that, buyer psychology and kind of like, converting to cold traffic, when I have a $7 product, then I can kind of work with those option funnels of, sell just like the workshop for $9 standalone, which can live on the website or can be delivered via like an email delivery, providing your link from your Zoom recording or from your unlisted YouTube video and so forth. Selling it for $9 there, or for $7 or for free inside the $7 membership. So that will also not just attract like freebie seekers, people that may not be as ready and as progressed down the customer journey as well. Like if we're thinking about, the level of, cold traffic, warm traffic, or hot traffic, thinking about the customer journey. By offering a paid offer like this, you're already attracting people that are warm and hot, ready to buy, ready to take action and get the result. So we're going to see how that works out inside that community as well. All right. So let me know if you found that helpful, if you have any questions about any of that. And if you do, if you're watching the replay and you have questions and you want to have some chats about it inside the hub, let's feel free, create a post, let's open up a thread and have more conversations about it. Or if you're catching this on the replay on the YouTube channel, you can drop comments in the comment section below. So kind of looking at like the tool set, and some of this might be a bit repetitive, but thinking about this, thinking about eliminating manual workflows. Like I love Zapier. Make is another one that you can use for integration of, like, again, having data, platforms talk to software and moving data. That would be your Zapier. So I love having all of that. But, still, like, you want to, as your business scales, and especially if you're a solopreneur, or even if you're not and you're continuing to scale your business, you want to eliminate as many manual workflows as possible. So like no more copying and pasting, and having the pro plan, you can just build like a Zapier automation that basically, you look at my Zaps, there is one that moves members. So it like, let's see, this one, it moves members directly from, once they make the purchase in a new paid member in Skool, it moves them over to MailerLite and puts them in the group. And then Skool automatically, when they make the purchase, Skool sends the auto DM to invite them. And then this puts them in my welcome sequence for the onboarding inside of my email software provider. So those are things like you set it up once and it runs on autopilot for you behind the scenes. It gives a very professional customer experience, because it's basically streamlined for you. You've got a custom domain, in the pro plan, it's branded, you have a branded checkout experience. It's distraction free. So that was one of the things I really liked about Skool, is that everything is in one place. You have your community, you have your content, you have your calendar, all in one place, your coaching. And the simplified tech stack also, it reduces integration points. Like, it eliminates having, like, you got the Zapier and then you've got the manual upload, and you can really centralize your business operations more and make everything work more effectively and efficiently for you in your business. You've got the payment verification in, Stripe or in Skool. When you're doing all of your purchases through Skool, it's all in one place. All of the taxes, the reporting, everything is right there for you, and gives you the access. It looks like a couple of my slides got messed up, so excuse that. I love AI. So things to really think about in your business model, and tools should match your vision. Like, that's the ultimate message I want to bring to you, is like, as you're building and growing and scaling your business, you want your tools to be able to match your vision and make it as easy as possible. That's another reason, like, I love StreamYard even, is because it helps to really simplify that process of streaming and, having it automatic, being able to share automatically to YouTube or to Facebook and so forth, it automatically streams. Plus you can, bring your comments up and engage with your audience live. You can bring members on to StreamYard. And I'm getting sidetracked on StreamYard, but so you want to think about that. You want to think about like your premium experience, like what that looks like for you and your client, because that's that first impression is everything, right? You want to be able to have multiple revenue streams in your business. You want to be able to really have simplified operations in your business, especially if, again, you are a solopreneur. You want to be able to, really have your time spent on the things that require your voice and your face, and try to minimize the time on everything else, right? You want to have that seamless customer journey as they first become aware of you, to being nurtured through all of your systems and your marketing, to being able to, be onboarded into your paid programs and, memberships, to be able to get that customer experience and make it a stellar one, and have that sustainable foundation. So when your business model requires recurring revenue, your delivery system must be friction-free. And the Pro plan allows you to be able to create multiple offers under one umbrella, reducing the text complexity while supporting the premium pricing through your professional journey. So again, like looking at that difference between that 10% transaction fee or the 2.9% transaction fee is really going to be something you want to consider when you are over that, threshold of the $1,400 a month. Again, like looking at what, the revenue is that you're bringing in, minusing out the subscription fee, minusing out like their, fees for the transaction itself, and then the other software fees that you have for growing and advertising your business. All right. So CEO decision filter for you is, where am I still operating like I'm testing? So asking yourself, like, are you still in testing mode? And what decision would you make when you're looking at this whole infrastructure, $9 hobby plan on Skool, or $99 pro plan on Skool, or another learning management system? For instance, like, I still also have software expenses in the business that support membership and support WordPress and upsell, plugins. So those are those expenses as well, looking at that too. So, kind of thinking about that and thinking like, what would your next level self do? Would you upgrade if you already knew it was working? Do you really believe in your vision for your business and your ability to be able to help people get the transformation that you help with, to be able to get? So the mindset, that I return to every time, that, I feel stuck or unsure is, if I already knew it was working, like, what would that girl, that version of me that already has a multiple 7-figure, 8-figure empire, what decision would she make? And let that be your compass, because, like intuitively, I knew, I'm like, especially I feel like, I don't know, I guess the word is lazy, feeling like, school almost makes it feel so simple. It feels lazy. But that doesn't mean, simple is best, right? Simple is best because, then you can spend more time in your zone of genius, and, maybe that is teaching people, right? You can spend more time doing that and less time building. So let's talk the strategy, systems, mindset, and offers. So something for you to kind of think about as you're like maybe watching this, or maybe you're watching it, again on the replay, is like, think about these questions and ask yourself these questions that I have up here on the screen for you, and do some journaling around them. And one, I would ask you, like, when you're looking at your systems and maybe kind of doing an audit, which I recommend that you do a regular audit on all of the systems. It's so easy to keep piling up software in your business, especially with all of the AI technology that is literally, becoming available to us every day. And look at, what's keeping you from upgrading your systems now. And then where do you need more clarity or support? Do you need a coach? Do you need to work with, your coach, or with me, like in a 7-day WhatsApp accountability, group? Or do you need to book a strategy call, or do you need 30-day hand-on support where I'm working with you in your business to help you kind of go through these and think about all of the infrastructure of what you're building out, as well as like the long-term picture and your revenue and growth goals in your business. And then, are you ready to stop building like it's a hobby? Are you ready to stop bootstrapping it and like trying to make it work like what I was trying to do? Are you ready to stop treating it like a hobby and treating it like a business that is going to last the test of time? And then what specific friction points exist for you in your current workflow? So if you're kind of looking at what I was realizing, and again, like I give myself grace because, this is new. I'm new to school relatively, 2 to 3 months in now. And this plan was new. So I didn't realize the limitations that the hobby plan was going to have until I started working with it and trying to make a funnel work. So looking at that for you, what are the friction points for you that you would like to be able to change in your current workflow? And then how would automating member access change your business? So like really setting up, again, like I showed you through Zapier, once a member purchases in your school community and the school sends out the automatic welcome DM with the link for them to join, then, how would automating the rest of that look for you with automatically, setting up those zaps that zap them right into your email autoresponder, and then having that welcome sequence that automatically onboards your clients and members into your community and then continues to follow up with them over time? How would that be to be able to have these systems and workflows set up in your business, as well as like, when it comes up time for renewals and for launches and things like that, how would that be to get some of those systems automated for you in your business? So think about that and share specifics. If you have a specific situation or scenario that you have, let me know. Again, share it in the comments below here, or you can share it in our school community, the Ultimate Course Creators Hub, and we can get some, feedback from myself and feedback from your peers on that. So your next step here. So today, go ahead and share what your move like the CEO you're becoming. Like, I would love to know what your biggest takeaways are from this in our community. So again, if you're here on the YouTube video, you can comment in the comments below. I'd love to engage with all of my subscribers that are on the channel in the comments below. Or if you're in the hub or you want to join the hub, come and join us and share what your biggest takeaways are in the community. And then this week, identify one manual process for you in your business that could be automated with better tools. So don't let the tech hold you up. Like, let's learn how to make the tech work for you and work for your business. And there's plenty of people inside the community, as well as myself, that can really help you to kind of brainstorm some tech solutions for you to be able to really help you to automate and scale your business with ease. In the next 30 days, evaluate your current systems and support with 3x growth without breaking. So like kind of looking at that and looking at, like, if you were to enroll, 100 members, now can you 3x that, enroll 300 members in without breaking the systems? What would need to be true in your business? What would be need, for you, for your capacity, for your delivery systems, for your automations, everything you have set up? Would you be able to support that? And if not, why? Let's identify that. And if you do want to support that kind of growth, then let's make a plan for how to be able to get you there. In the next quarter, implement those upgraded systems. So start going through and implementing all of those systems to be able to help you to be able to grow your impact and grow your income over the next 90 days. So remember, your business will never outgrow the container you build it for, right? So create systems worthy of the success that you desire and that you deserve. So if you want more help with this, if you want to be able to kind of, navigate through the systems, the structures, the business that you are building, your legacy, and you want some more support, I encourage you to book a personalized roadmap session. It's here you're going to get the step-by-step strategy. We'll take a look, we'll audit which, that systems, the structure, the products, services, everything that you have in your business, and help you to map out your highest level strategy and next steps in your business, so you really have a clear step forward, a clear pathway forward, specific to you, specific to your business, to be able to start scaling your online course and membership business. So in the comment, in the description below, I will also include a link to be able to get these slides. I've downloaded a PDF version for you, so I'll link those here below for you, and you will be able to click to schedule a session, as well as I will put the link in the description box below for you. Or if you're in the classroom, you can come over here right to the classroom, and you can go ahead and either book your 7-day WhatsApp support or your 60-minute personalized roadmap session. Or if you want hands-on support the entire 30 days, that is available to you at a discounted price. So you can check that out, or send me a DM if you have any more questions about that. So I hope that you found this helpful, and I hope that, if you are considering Skool at all, like it's the most seamless, beautiful, easy platform that I've ever used to be able to build a business and build, alongside with your community. And it is just going to keep getting better and better. And the more that they optimize for the user experience in the community. So thank you so much for joining me in this live Q&A session and kind of strategy session that we're going through every week. I want to bring you more like a little mini master class here, to be able to kind of go with you behind the scenes of what's working, what's not working, and what we can continue to improve in my business and how it can help you. And then also opening it up to questions as you have questions in the membership. So thank you so much for joining, and I will see you all next week. Bye for now.